Hey, welcome back YouTubers to another hashtag TTH build update and review. Welcome back, guys. So it has been a while. Yeah, just general life, work. I know I've used that sort of, not an excuse, sort of a response in a lot of my more recent videos. I'm desperately trying to close the gaps of each video, but unfortunately, like I said, life is just, yeah, adulting. So, work, obviously, just general, general things in life keeping me busy, mainly work. But yeah, so I found a bit of time. At the moment, I'm working on a few hobby projects. I've managed to finish a lot of the pile that has been sitting, various wargaming projects. So, those of you who follow my channel and would have seen in the recent videos, um, I did a build unboxing, sorry, review of the Second Armored Division Army Deal set from Flames of War. And yeah, basically been working on a lot in 15 mil. So I completed a lot of the Japanese for the Pacific. I've completed some of the Americans. So yeah, I was looking for my next big project, and I said to myself that I wouldn't do 28 anymore, 28 mil, because 15 mil is a general scale I enjoy. It's easy to store, and it just looks great on a table. Um, but then I was, sorry guys, been dealing with a bit of hay fever. I was watching the mini series on YouTube because I can't seem to find it anywhere else, of Gallipoli, and it focuses a lot on the Australians, which is quite nice. But it was a really good series. I mean, it was short. I personally, it could have been a bit longer, but they focused on the main battles and that. So those of you who have watched it, let me know down in the comments. And I was looking at it, and I've got many theaters or eras, not era, sorry, let's call it theaters of World War One and World War Two, or in military history in general, that I um, seem to enjoy building and playing the war games. Obviously, the history is a little dark in terms of the casualty ratings. So, as you can see here, I was paging through this just to get some references, and I thought, well, one project I always wanted to do. I know I'm rambling here, guys. Apologies. Was something terrain related, but for World War One, and I thought of doing, well, let me do it in 28 mil, because I am, now that the Death Korps of Krieg and Warhammer's getting some love, and they're getting a new Christmas set and some new combat patrol sets coming along, or have been released already, I thought, well, let me make a table I can use for 28 mil historical and Warhammer. Because I don't do the competition games. My group and I play quite casually. So I was looking through this book just for some references, and I thought, there it is. There's my next project. Not exactly Verdun, but First World War Western Front trenches. And then I thought, well, as much, and those of you who do terrain, as fun as it is doing one solid board or two, one big table cut into maybe 3 or 2 sections, it's going to be quite hard to store and to transport to games. So I did some digging and looked all over YouTube. There's a few YouTubers. I'll drop their names down in the description. Absolutely great boards that they've made for First World War themed trench gaming boards and modular. And like I said, I'll throw their names down. I give them a watch, but they were phenomenal to watch, and their boards came out really well. Obviously, here in SA, like the foam materials that we get ISO board, which is insulation, but it's very hard board, and then we get Styro Foam. In the States, I think, and overseas, you guys get that. I think it's called Pink Panther foam insulation board. I don't know. It's brightish pink, and apparently it's quite nice to carve through and everything like that. Anyway, let's not ramble too on. So, looking through it, basic idea. Let's do First World War, but a modular board. So, let's move on to the progress of how I would have. Let me start again. I would have liked to have started this board with a video from the basics, without building anything, and work my way through. I've made quite a bit of progress, so this will be part 1 and 2, I think. Let's see the board. And here it is, guys, the progress. So I found these online, these I think they are 3 mil MDF A3 boards. Sold them in packs of 12. And I thought, well, let me do A3. And my plan originally was that each one was going to be a piece. So this was going to be like one big giant puzzle. And I thought, nah, again, I don't want to have too many seams to cover up. So basically 2 A3s next to each other, that's one section, that's another, this is another, there and there. So right now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've ordered more because another 4, but another 2 sections are going to go here. So this is how far I've got. So like I said, guys, this is going to be part 1 and 2. I'm on a bit of a time stretch with this because we're bordering on the holiday period, and I think I've got about, I would say, till about mid to late November, and then this whole thing's got to get packed away because we got family coming over. Sorry, slight personal note, but yeah. So I'm trying to make as much progress as possible. So in my spare time when I'm not near the board, I'm busy cutting out sheets for the apologies guys, I've forgotten the name, but basically they used to put up sheet metal to brace the trench walls. Part of the construction, many trench designs were different. Obviously this is sort of not so early where they've just designed. This is sort of the middle-ish part where the trenches are starting to get maintained and upgraded. So sandbags are still going to come, more wire, more craters I'm going to dig out when I know the trench layout. So in my spare time, I've been making these. They do look a bit rough and ready. I don't know if you guys can see the wire there. I've just made a whole bunch of those. I'm going to base them, and then they can be scattered all. Because the whole point of this is I want this table to basically be able to transport. So when I do this thing, these things get packed on top of each other. So there's nothing fixed on top. No wire, no tank obstacles. Those ruins over there, where I plan to have a little ruined house, also removable. The only thing that's fixed on here, obviously, are the craters and the trenches. So everything, like I said, is removable. You can see the seam over there and there. So they pull into squares. So far I've been motoring it a bit, but this section's trench right here is complete. It's drying and setting now. That section down there I did last night, and then this little spotting trench or sapper trench, whatever you want to call it. Look, it's not, guys, it's not 100% accurate. I know the trenches were a lot more detailed. You had your firing trench, you had your communication trenches, your sapper trenches, your rear trenches. They used to run like snake trails. It's obviously I'm limited to space. I would have loved to have done that a lot more, but I wanted to capture the one's the German trench, the one's the Allied trench, and then there's a lot of no man's land in between. That's the type thing. And then also you can pop artillery there and still manage to have some range. So yeah, I'm still busy with that. Tomorrow I'm getting more of these. They're arriving, and then it's just a question of finding more foam. And then I should be, by the end of the weekend, have this section taped off and done. And then the next stage is obviously after the trenches have been done and glued and set, then I want to do some more craters. And then obviously I need to sand. I'm going to use a mouse sander to bevel down the edging. And then of course it's the fun bit where I'm texturing it with filler and then the paint. So not a lot to do if I break it down. There is still quite a bit to do, so I'm thinking another few weeks. But I'm really having a lot of fun with this. I mean, to do it in 28mm, I know the duck boarding is a little large for the scale. The duck boarding would have been a lot more narrow, but then I would be here for another 200 years doing this. So yeah, just to get it looking fairly detailed and fun for gameplay. So yeah, which I think, it's looking a bit ramshackle and rough and ready now, but I didn't just want to go plain like some QuickTime terrain pieces I know I've seen on the internet where they cut through a piece of foam, they edge the pieces down, and then they texture it. This is, I feel like I've put a bit into this where I've gone, the pallets, the grit in between, and then the sheet metal on the side, which will all be painted and textured. And then obviously I'm going to use that, I don't know what material, but to make your sandbags, because I can't source that many, which will run all along here. So there aren't any, like, I know there would ideally be firing steps here, but because it's 28mm, the sort of the head and rifle still sticks. I think with covering this with sandbags all along here with the different levels, it'll add that just a nice touch up to the board. So yeah, I'm still a bit to go, guys. Like I said, I know this has been a bit of a ramble video, but just to show you where I'm at right now. So artillery pit 1, firing line trench over there, bit of a dugout over there, and then firing line, artillery line 2, and then a little trench section that's going to edge its way into no man's land with a bit of a, like, some bombing happened here, and then the sand fell that way, sort of the dirt. And then the wire barriers, just done them quite plain, but once they've got texture and paint on them, I know they'll look great. Same with the ruins over there, and then obviously we've got a German A7V. So I need to still actually put at some piece here. I think I'm going to do it about here. I'm going to put a little tank crossing. I know the whole point of these tanks was so they could get over trenches, but yeah, so just a bit of fun there, because I want to make this playable as well, which is why I'm not adding too many craters. I'm going to add quite a lot more, I mean, still to come, but yeah, you kind of want to be able to play, and obviously when I start putting filler on this and texturing it, I will make it a little bit more earthwork-like. So yeah, and then I've started on that section. That's where the next trenches are going to be, going that way. So this whole section in the middle will pretty much be no man's land. But the whole point of this video, guys, was to make a board of some sorts that you can easily store and stack away. So nothing permanent is going to be glued onto here, apart from these and that I'll keep in a separate box. So it's sort of a wargaming set on its own, if I can put it like that. And like I said, I know there were more trenches. My plan originally was to join the 2 artillery pits with like a rear trench. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but we are going into summer here, so everything's drying super fast, and I was pretty keen to get going. So before I knew it, I'd stuck these down already. So for me not to go, and it's not impossible, I can still go and hack my way through here and create another support trench of some sorts. But my thought for not doing that actually was, I want to order I believe the company is called TT Combat. They've got a concrete bunker that I'm sure I can get away with if I decorate it somehow to look World War One, and I want to plonk it here, and then maybe dig a piece out the back, for the exit way or something. So I'll see. So I want to put a bunker there, but then what I thought of doing was these trenches I'll make a little bit more detailed maybe, but I'll see. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. Didn't want to make this video drag on too long, but that's it so far, guys. Trench board table update, modular, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this will be part 1 and 2. But hopefully by the week's end, I will be doing another update, guys. So I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Ciao.